Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you. Of course, we are pleased to be joined by Stellan Bowman of East Kentwood football. Stellan, how are you?
I'm great. I'm doing pretty good. A little tired after last night, but pretty good aside from everything else.
Okay, I do want to give an update in regards to last night. I've been informed it is official that the East Kentwood and Hartland football game will not be continued. East Kentwood defeats Hartland 35-10 last night. So the game will not be resumed. It is final. So of course I know, going back, I mean, it was, probably one of the toughest games that you've probably had to play because you're dealing with the humidity, the heat. It was close to 80, 90, 100 degrees all day. And then just with the weather and all that stuff, with weather coming, and we'll get to that in a minute. But what was that like to come away with a win, dealing with all the circumstances that everyone had to deal with last night?
Honestly, it was pretty fun, just to be able to step in there and have a good time like that. For me, it was pretty hard because I was going both ways, and we have a few other kids that go both ways for us. But I definitely feel like I could have done better defensively if it weren't for me being gassed, which is something I'm gonna have to work on in practice.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure if it'll be as humid as it was um at this time next week when you guys play Byron Center. But heading into that, what was it, just like to be back out there and really after the opening kickoff went for a touchdown, you guys responded right away and really never looked back.
Yes, sir. Um, it was really exciting to be able to put on the pads again and not like play a scrimmage, if that makes sense. Like we were actually able to play a game instead of playing scrimmages. We've been waiting to play Heartland since the day we found out we were playing Heartland. We found out we were playing them when we got to work right away. And then going forward, just Byron Center, it's the same game plan. They Heartland scored that first kickoff at the beginning of the game. It was a pretty good moment for them, I say, but I wasn't really worried if I'm being honest because I got a lot of faith in Choppy and I got a lot of faith in my starters. So I didn't know if it was going to be, the 35-10 when it was, but I did have confidence in us coming back from it.
Yeah. Um, to respond the way that you guys did, what was that like in showing? Because ultimately it's going to prepare you for what's to come, especially in the OK Red.
Um, Preparing for it was, I mean, it's the same as it always was. I feel like this summer has been one of our best summers. We have a very good head coach and Coach TK, and I mean, he really, he gets the job done. He takes it really hard on us during practice and everything, but it pays off because we have moments like we did last night.
Yeah.
I'd rather have that than anything else.
Okay, so I know the game didn't finish into its completion. By the way, there was 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter when the game was stopped. But heading back to EK, I know that obviously if you live in Southeast Michigan or in Livingston County, it was a rough night
Mm.
for weather. So going back, we were talking before we started recording. You guys saw a few things heading back on the bus.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. There was a lot of flipped cars off the road. There was a lot of flipped semis off the road. We got stopped halfway through the highway for a good 2.5 hours just sitting there waiting for something to happen. They eventually turned us around and got us rerouted and on like, you know, not the highway. They got us on like normal roads. Um, but yeah, it was kind of freaky. We had to pull off, and I feel like if we didn't pull off, something really really bad could have happened. I remember looking out the window, and there was a semi that crashed into another semi, and they were both like split in half through the center of it, and I was just like, what the heck? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people. Yeah, that was insane because I believe you guys were right around. Apparently, there was a tornado toward like Fowlerville, Williamston, right in Livingston and Ingham County. So, rough night. Hopefully everyone's okay. I know there was a few power outages last night, and I know a tornado did touch down somewhere. So yeah, that's I don't think we're not gonna see that today. So
No.
if you're heading out to games today, it is you are all set to go. So but just to see that last night, it's like, oh wow,
Yeah.
this could happen. It's like was that one of the wildest things you've ever seen?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely one of the top most wild things I've experienced. It was just kind of weird because like none of us were really expecting it. We were expecting to play and then get back home and safe. Our coach was like, he told us something which is kind of funny to me. He was like, don't be surprised if anything kind of crazy happens, tomorrow with the heat index and the
Yeah,
rain, that sort of thing. But I didn't expect it to turn out to be what it was.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, but to I know you guys got back really late last night, so I appreciate you waking up and doing this. But
Of
you know,
course.
to have to have the game like you did going into week two, what's that going to be like going up against a pretty tough Byron Center team? What's it gonna take to go 2-0 to start the 2023 season?
It's just like a build of confidence. Honestly, we went in there, and I feel like we really haven't been able to showcase our ability with all of our starters at once. We've been going to a lot of scrimmages and everything, and in the scrimmages, we're rotating like crazy. We got kids coming in from all different angles and directions. We're not really putting the starters in, really. We're just letting the second strings, third strings, and fourth strings try to prove themselves. Um, so to be able to go to Hartland and do this with all of our first strings, it was really it was a good time. It definitely helps us going into week two, and it shows us that all of our work is going to pay off, and it has paid off. Um, I don't know if there's another team that has trained as hard as we have. Some of the things that our coaches have us do is, that's top tier level stuff right there.
Yeah,
Coach TK has been a Hall of Fame quarterback at Western. He's come to East Kentwood, and he's kind of he's definitely starting to install a winning mentality. 2 years ago we didn't have the best team. We went 2-7. The next year we went 5-4 in the regular season, which isn't a crazy change, but it's a turnaround. And this year I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up doing something really special, just because TK sees what we have, and he's not going to let it go to waste. We have young talent and we have senior talent. Me, Elise Joppy, we have Rylan Granderson, we have the whole line.
yeah.
It's a lot of um, people on our team that have an obnoxious amount of talent, and I think that TK is going to exploit that, and I think he's going to use it to um, beat whoever is in front of us.
Yeah, and I know TK's been at it for such a long time, and of
Hmm.
course, anytime you play in the MAC conference, which is what you're going to be, which is what you're going to be doing next year. I know you announced a while ago. I don't know how long you committed to Ohio University to play your college football next fall. What was that like to kind of get out of the way and kind of focus on this season and what drew you to Athens and Coach Alvin?
Honestly, it was just like a really good experience. I actually committed there um April 19th, like really, really early, and I kept it silent for a while you know, just to wait on it and see how everything played out, see if they were gonna give me the same love they've been giving me. Of course they did, that's why I made it public. Um, um, it was a really good time when I went there. When I went on my unofficial, I had no intentions on committing, and I just went there and I really loved it. Between the strength coach, the head coach, the linebacker coach, and the D coordinator, all those people, I really saw that I could have a very special place there. You know, they're graduating 2 seniors next year, which leaves them with a very low amount of linebackers right now, which gives me a chance to get in the starting rotation immediately. Um, and I saw that as an opportunity and I wanted to take it. The D coordinator is my type of guy. I love being coached by those type of guys. And the strength coach is somebody that I think is going to have a very major role in my life. And I think that he contributes to their success on a very high level because he's just a very good strength coach. So, and my linebacker coach as well is very smart. You know, he's not like an old school linebacker coach where he's, you know, really like, in you and just screaming at you, but he's smart with it and he's what I would say is a student of the game. You know,
Absolutely.
he teaches it, he doesn't, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And the head coach is you can when I went on my official, you could tell that the head coach was just a very genuine guy. He went out to eat with my mom and dad after going out to eat with me. He picked me up in his Firebird 2 mornings in a row. We listened to rock music on the way to campus. It was just a really good time. Went fishing. It was a really good time. And the recruitment process can be kind of tricky with finding like a truly genuine guy or somebody that's just kind of like playing with you to try to get you to commit and they're not actually genuine. But I definitely got a really genuine feel for all of the Ohio staff.
Right. Okay. Let's get to know you a little bit. How about that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is your how do you mentally prepare for a football game?
I read my Bible. I got a routine where I read Psalms 8, Psalms 18. And it's just kind of like Psalms 18 is really just like putting your faith in the Lord and he'll exalt you. And I pray a lot. I pray a lot. I walk in the field and I pray. I got my Bible right here. I just, that sort of thing. I keep it a lot with God, and everything on game day for me is just I really, really, really try to put my faith in God when it comes to game day and that sort of thing because I truly believe if I didn't put my faith in Him and believe in Him in the way I do, I would not be where I am. So that's just what I believe.
Yeah. All right. And what is something people do not know about you?
Um, Let me think. I'm trying to think. I did gymnastics when I was like 5. I don't know.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Stellan Bowman, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and best of luck the
Yes,
rest of the
sir.
year.
Of course. Of course.